Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Combat 6. Today we're going to start a Canon run, meaning that all I'll be able to use is the F-15E Strike Eagle Ameria. Now when we start, Shamrock is going to be stuck with the F-16, but from every other mission after Invasion of Grace Maria, he'll be also flying the F-15E. But other than that, let's go ahead and start the stream. Also, since this is a Canon run, I said this on Discord, but the cutscenes will play because they canonically happened. So let's go ahead and start. So. The one thing that sticks out at me with the cutscenes is they did a real bad job of matching lip flaps.
See you later, Mom.
I'm pretty sure that they, or Sly mentioned that in Is Everything Wrong With, but
Dance with an angel, Mom.
it's like watching an old-time Godzilla movie.
That's our way of saying goodbye. My husband is an Air Force pilot and refers to fighter planes as angels. When he'd go on a mission that kept him away from home, I'd tell him in frustration to go dance with his angels.
Ah yes, go fuck yourself.
Matilda grew up hearing this, and now she uses it all the time.
Matilda always tells people to go fuck themselves.
That Iron Giant is the pride of Grace Maria, our capital city. In the old quarter of the city beyond the bridge, you can make out an ancient castle, which is even more famous than the bridge. My daughter Matilda is going there on a field trip today. In the throne room rests the Golden King. He's been smiling for a good 600 years now. The king was a gentle person who was a bit on the small side, but he crafted a giant suit of armor that convinced his enemies to surrender without a single fight.
If he's small, then how would he fit in a giant suit of armor?
Warmth in his smile that they bowed down to him in humility. Anyway, that's how the story goes. His smiling face still touches the hearts of our people. The very face my daughter and the others got on a bus to see this morning.
And nothing bad will ever happen.
The song on the radio seems to be a perfect match for the sunny weather.
Nothing bad will ever happen.
That awful sound and the shaking. Was that a blast of wind from an explosion? The castle disappeared behind a pillar of flame.
Invasion of Grace Maria, through the heart of a nation.
Attention all pilots. Our capital city, Grace Maria, is under attack by unknown aircraft. Damage from the attacks is widespread throughout the city. All planes scramble and intercept all threats immediately.
August 30th, 2015, 11:49 a.m. All right. The good old workhorse, the F-15E Strike Eagle, Ameria. Quite frankly, this is probably the best Canon plane available to any of the franchise. I mean, technically, Trigger gets 3, but in all the other games, you kind of struggle if you play as the Canon aircraft, even somewhat in Ace 4 with the Raptor, because while the Raptor does get the bombs, the only good version of the guided penetrating bomb, it, one, doesn't have QAMs, and two, the bombs, still you have to be kind of over your target. You have to get close. And the Raptor isn't exactly tanky. But the Strike Eagle in this game is perfect because it's a multi-role. The XMA-6s are damn good. You get 2 types of bombs. And if you don't want those, you still get multi-lock guided anti-ground missiles. Basically what we are given is the jack of all trades aircraft as our Canon aircraft, which I actually approve. The only thing that can make it better is if we had their RCL, but that would just be broken. Anyway, let's go ahead and take off.
Garuda team, time to take off.
And before we start, I'm going to make sure that I can actually hear myself. I think it's okay, but no one's chatting in the stream, so I'm flying blind here. So bear with me. Testing. Okay, I can. Okay. So I need to know. Oh, hello, Cross. It makes sense the Talisman has an F-15E in the beginning because he's already an establishment before the game begins. Yeah, Talisman obviously isn't like War Dog or Cypher in the fact that they are relatively unknowns or complete nuggets. And I think canonically, Garuda Team does use the Strike Eagle. Because Shamrock, even though he starts out with the Fighting Falcon, he's not part of Garuda Team before this mission. I heard about the Silent Eagle aircraft add-on for 7. I haven't had that much luck with adding on aircraft for 7. The only ones that have worked so far have been the Ace X planes. and I'm not sure why.
Garuda 1, I've got your back. No time for introductions now, though. Go ahead and I'll follow your lead.
But I do love the Silent Eagle.
Anyhow.
Garuda team, you are authorized to engage any hostile aircraft above Grace Maria.
Roger that. May the Golden King smile upon us.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Gotcha.
Ghost Eye to Garuda 1 Talisman and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda 1, you call the shots.
Ah, shit.
There's too many of them. Use your SP weapons.
Alright.
We've got an ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military. The Estovakian threat level has been
Damn it.
reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
Garuda 1, we've almost...
Alright, we're not going to be able to spawn the Rafals. Too much time. So, time to rack up our kill points.
Unbelievable. I say we teach him a few manners before we kick him out.
Yep. Nope. Screw it. Kaboom!
Garuda team, watch your necks out there. Stick with close-range targets and run them down.
Gotta watch my AMRAM supply. I will need at least 6 for the Stricken Stomp.
Missile struck target.
Nope. Bad angle. There we go.
You don't waste any time. Nice kill.
I try not to waste any time.
Ghost Eye, how are things on the ground?
We've managed to stave them off so far, but we've got to stay on constant alert.
Roger that.
I like how in most Ace Combat games, the big air-to-air dogfight mission
Confirm.
is late in the game, or mid to late in the game. Like for Ace 4, it was, I think, exactly in the middle with Shattered Skies. In 5, it was The Journey Home.
The enemy has you on radar.
Slash 8492, but
Garuda 1 launched missile.
0 was Mayhem. Again, directly in the middle. 7, the vanilla one, is Lighthouse at the very end.
Confirmed.
But A6 is like, nah, we'll have it at the very beginning. It'll be fine.
In gun range.
Get back here. Yeah, 14. Alright, I'm saving the rest for Strigan. There we go.
Careful now.
There we go.
The enemy has you on radar.
You tried to shoot me, you falcon. There you go. Oh, this gameplay is so much better than 5's. I'll admit 5's story is better than 6's, especially cutscene wise. But you can't beat 6's gameplay. 7 came close, in my opinion, but until they give you competent wingmen back that don't steal your fucking kills,
The Estovakian threat level is even
then
lower now.
I
Drive them out of America.
don't consider it as good.
Icon to Strigan team. We are prepared to launch. Strigan lead us to Agayan. We will commence mission operations once your delivery.
Yeah, 6's G turn mechanics are nice. But, hello, Sovereign. You're a little early for Matilda.
Attention all aircraft.
Or you're late, I forget which.
Launch. Begin
I think you're
booster ignition complete.
early.
Launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire.
Also, most Ace Combat games' first missions are like, okay, here's some bombers, and a few of their escorts go kill them. 6 is like, you want to try dodging a fucking super weapon in the first mission? Good luck!
What's this? Missiles.
But 6 didn't fuck around. Nope. Sink or swim, bitch! Here, fight an army. Oh, by the way, here's their backup.
Enemy cruise missile incoming.
Those are no ordinary cruise missiles. Evade like hell if you want out of this alive.
Oh, shit. I looked at chat.
Down.
Yeah, I derped. Alright, retry. I should know better than to look at chat while I'm trying to do an Immelman turn.
Currently in a state of emergency.
Or a split S.
Under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Well, at least I get another shot at downing the Rafals. Since it is important to remember that we might be... Yeah, you guys are definitely a distraction.
There's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
All ships to terminate enemy forces over the bay. Get those anti-air guns ready for battle. Shoot them down from the side.
Alright, we're progressing a lot better than the first run. I have more time to deal with the Hornets. Alright, Rafals has spawned! Woohoo!
ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
Might actually make it to the full Allied support bar.
The Estovakian threat level has been reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
Garuda 1, we've almost got them. Let's do this one plane at a time. Unbelievable. I say we teach them
Eh,
manners before we
no.
kick them out.
Alright. Where? There's the airborne tanks. You know, it's also so much better in 6 than 5. The fucking gun.
Out there. Stick with close range targets and run them down.
The gun actually damages the targets this time. I mean, the missile homing is also very much improved.
Armored vehicle destroyed.
All airborne tanks.
I'm not sure why,
How are things on the ground?
but Ace 5's missile homing is complete dog shit.
Constant alert.
And it, I mean, same with Ace X, because it's on the Ace 5 engine. It's almost an entire console generation or something. Well, the thing is Ace 4's missile homing, while not as good as Ace 6 is at least consistent. As long as you get a good angle, you're likely to hit your target. Yeah, Ace 5, you're firing Vietnam airs. I know, right? Right down to them chasing the sun. They did seem to improve it somewhat with Zero. Not by much, but still.
Launching missile.
Blame Harling's defense cuts. That's actually a good in-universe reason. Alright, we're down to 15 AMRAAMs left.
In gun range.
It's okay, your bag holding is. Well, I want to save at least a full salvo for Strigan.
Garuda 1, Box 3. Box 2.
And if you're wondering why I'm not going after the falls at all, it's because I'm trying to get my assault bar up all the way
Confirmed.
for even more Strigan Stomp. Besides, I got the ammo and the time to do it.
Lock on.
You have more TGGs, you feed on those, go eat. I have 4 TGTs, but I have a lot more green targets.
Box 3.
And Talisman hungry. Alright, we have 7 AMRAAMs. I'm gonna stick with the Sidewinders. Because that's basically a full salvo. We're almost to the final bar. Okay, come on, come on. It's a problem with trying to tail slower planes. It's so easy to overshoot. Just gotta bleed your speed. Okay, that was a bad angle. Okay, deflection. Nope. Okay. Fuck it. Go for guns. Okay. Never mind.
Radar lock.
There we go.
Enemy down.
You can get a full bar in the tutorial. Actually, there is a tutorial. It takes place after the first mission. Basically, the only ones that you really need for the tutorial are the ESM ones.
In gun range.
Because there is no ESM in the first mission. But the first mission has you kill an entire air wing, dodge Nimbus, and escape from the Ace Squadron. At that point, you don't need a tutorial anymore. They were really hoping you weren't newer. And that's the thing, if this released for the PlayStation, or at least was multi-platform, a large majority of the new players wouldn't actually be new. But because it's an Xbox exclusive, a lot of the new players were actually new. PlayStation couldn't run it? Oh. I'm surprised that the Xbox 360 could then. Because its engine isn't... I believe the Xbox 360 engine's actually not as good as the PS3's. Or maybe it is, but it's more volatile. The 360 was superior to the... Oh. Well, not really. The PS3 was Blu-ray native, and the 360 is HD DVD.
Enemy plane down. Radar lock.
Blu-ray has always been Sony's thing. Well, I mean, Blu-ray won, because the Xbox One is a Blu-ray. Are those those choppers? Yeah, they are. Okay. Shit. I don't want to dive right on the Apaches, given how close they are to the ground. More fighting falcons.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
I will give the PS3 this though. I believe it's more stable than the 360 because of this little thing that especially the first generation 360s had called the Red Ring of Death. And
Lock on.
I don't think I ever had the full red ring, but I had a partial red ring, and oh my god, it terrified me. Because all my stuff was on it.
In gun range.
And A6 was actually in the drive.
Struck target. Warning, incoming missile.
Dude, you replaced 11.360. Oh. I'm sorry. Although I don't play my 360 anymore because the disk drive opener is dead. So like I have to bang on the top of the console to get it to open. So I switch back to Sony. Oh. Well, for me, between the PS3 and the Xbox 360, I actually prefer the 360 largely because of its games. I mean, people like to say that the PS2 had the best library of its generation, which it probably did. But in the 360 PS3 generation, Xbox blew Sony out of the water when it came to their library. GameCube, I think, was the previous generation. Nintendo's entry into that generation was the Wii, which I love you, Nintendo, but the Wii was not your best console. I mean, it might have been your best performing console sales-wise, but your best console is the GameCube.
Nice kill.
I will fight anybody that says otherwise. The Wii Woo was okay. But yeah, the Wii was crap. And what made it worse is I literally couldn't play any Zelda games because I'm fucking left-handed.
Launching missile.
And they made Link right-handed in the Wii Zelda games. So it's like, I can't play this. It's ass backwards. So basically what me and my brother did with our Wii is we didn't actually play many Wii games on it. We mainly played our GameCube games on it and Super Smash Bros. Brawl with GameCube controllers.
Talisman is locked on.
I've been strained. Who the hell did that?
Yeah, motion controls. I don't like motion controls at all. Alright. Is this okay. After this S16 we'll go ahead and take care of the Rafales, because I'm actually getting low on time, believe it or not. Relatively speaking.
Fox 2. Enemy kill confirmed.
See, this is exactly why I have problems with the A6 speedrun medal. People always say, oh, but it's so easy. Just use the Nosferatu. Like, yeah. But the problem is I've been trained by this very game to kill all my enemies to get the S rank. So I kill all the enemies. I lose track of time.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you.
See, I should be going after the Rafale, because I have like almost 10 minutes on the clock left. But no, I'm gonna dogfight these fucking F-16s because fuck them. It can be fun, but it's not the way you 100% something. You 100%. I guess I can try and do the hunt or the speed run, the next playthrough on stream.
Enemy kill confirmed.
Yeah, I'm just so trained by the American military to kill all the targets.
Level is even lower now. Drive them out of Ameria.
Like, logically, I know what I need to do. I just need to ignore everything but the TGTs. And with the CFA, I can do that. It's just, I have a lot of fun just flying in this game and dogfighting, and I get so immersed in the game that I don't know how much time I'm actually spending in a mission. And since the game gives you more than enough ammo and the ability to reload on the fly, what's the point in going fast?
What's this? Missiles.
Each mission time is... Yeah, 45 minutes. You have 45 minutes to do whatever you need to do. More than enough ammo to take care of it all. And the ability,
What the hell was that?
and like,
Where are they coming from?
every mission except
Cruise missile incoming.
for this one and weapons of mass destruction to reload and rearm.
Damn it! What about our city? What about Grace Maria?
My biggest complaint about 5, other than the gun and the missile locking, is the lack of return lines. And with the absurdly small ammo count you have,
Warning, additional enemy planes have been spotted on radar.
you literally have to make every missile count.
This is Strigan 12. Target acquired. What's happening here? 2 of our planes have been shot down.
Oh, it's more than that.
Strigan leader's hit. Are you alright, sir? Commencing attackment. My plane was taken quite the hit. But can fly like this. Grace Maria is now under our control. All planes return to base. Strigan 2, let me begin a charge. Roger, Lieutenant Colonel Berchak. Roger, command from there. Hope you make it, sir.
God damn
This
it.
is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered an
Oh,
effective
didn't get them all. But get the hell out of Grace Mary, Strigan.
break away from this airspace and head west.
I've got 1 AMRAM left, and I'm not leaving until it's gone.
We are militarily at a huge disadvantage.
Sad face.
Comply with the order
Vision
and head
mail.
west.
Yeah.
This is Avalanche. We're not going anywhere.
Listen, it's only temporary.
Alright, now we do have a hard timer here.
Meet up with all remaining forces from each area, then regroup
5
for a
minutes.
counterattack. We can't afford to lose you. Follow
And I have lost this mission multiple times before because I decided to play around too much.
We really should get out of here.
Run!
Which direction are the missiles coming from? Right or left?
Garuda team, you're about to exit the combat zone. Maintain your course west to leave the airspace.
We're going underground! Hurry!
Garuda team, you've made it out of the combat zone. Head for the rendezvous point.
I promise we'll be back for you. Just a little longer. I promise.
Alright. S rank.
Our military has escaped destruction because of your valiant efforts on the battlefield. But our capital, Grace Maria, has been temporarily occupied by Estavakian forces, and our central government has been usurped by them as well. The nation of Estavakia had declared war with our country as it simultaneously launched a surprise attack on Grace Maria. In response, the Republic of Emeria's political council
You missed this
unanimously
game, yeah.
adopted a resolution of open war.
You still have the
against
game,
Federal
but
Republic of
you don't
Estavakia.
have anything to run it on.
Our forces remaining
Yeah.
on the Amerian mainland
At
are
this
still
point,
fighting in
your
desperation
best
to
bet
protect
is
our
actually to
country.
find an Xbox
Once our
One
intelligence has been
that has a
sorted and
disk
confirmed,
drive.
The Republic of Emeria's armed forces must immediately
Because
regroup
good luck
and
trying to
attack
find a
against the
360.
Federal Republic of Estavakia.
That
The
still
beautiful
works.
country of Emeria belongs to us, and only us,
I mean,
Emerian people.
I'm still running my first Xbox One. The one that came with Titanfall 1 and the Kinect. And it's running fine. I've not had a problem with it running games. I've had a problem with it running streams, but that's besides the point. That's buying the one newish. Oh yeah, that's not going to happen. But no, I'm pleasantly surprised that my Xbox One is still running perfectly well. I understand the newer one doesn't do much better with regards to integrated streams. No, it doesn't. Of all the consoles that I've streamed from, my Xbox One, my PS4, and my PS5, I actually prefer the PS4 the best. Because it has the chat overlay optional on the side. I don't have to enter the fucking title
From the city before me.
manually every time I try and stream from... I mean, I have to do that with the PS5. Every time I stream from the PS5, it says, enter your title. I have it on Twitch.
I vaguely hear a scream of terror that sounds much like my own voice from afar.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
I feel as though the Golden King's gentle smile is moving.
Alright, I'll see you in a
moving
bit,
farther
Sovereign.
away from me.
But no, the Xbox's problem is the
Every
sound.
now and then, I tell my daughter the story of the night some years ago. A night when the sky was radiant with shooting stars. That night, your father and I made countless wishes together. An asteroid called Ulysses came into Earth's orbit and disintegrated into millions of pieces, which poured down on the land below. As we watched the shooting stars that night, fragments from the asteroid rained down on our eastern neighbor, Estovakia, damaging a great deal of their infrastructure.
There's the chandelier
and
theme.
devastating their economy. Soon after, the news reported that their nation had fallen into a civil war, one that would last for years. Eventually, the internal strife was brought to an end when
Of all the
generals came into
antagonist nations that Strangerial
In the
has
midst of
had,
hardship, the citizens of Estovakia
I feel the
were
most
convinced
sorry for the
that the only
Estovakians.
way they could recover as a nation was to rely on a
Because
military
everything
government led
goes
by
bad
these
for them.
generals. Before
First they
long,
get
they went
annihilated
so
by
far
Ulysses.
as to invade our nation, the Republic of Ameria.
Then they have a civil war.
Our military was forced to retreat to Kesid, an island far
Then-
to the west.
They get taken over by a military coup
My
d'etat.
husband, a fighter pilot, also hasn't come home since.
Which, in revenge for the Amerians trying to be humanitarian and aiding what they thought at the time was the legitimate Estovakian government,
I walk on.
um,
I am unable to think.
providing humanitarian aid,
All I can do is follow
Um,
the others.
the Eastern faction is like, oh no, you're a war crime. We're going to invade. And then they get their asses handed to them by the Amerians, thanks to protagonist.
I am empty.
Meanwhile, the average Estovakian is just like, I just want
Some of our tanks
food
are parked at the
and my
approach to the
infrastructure to be
bridge.
rebuilt. I'm sick of war.
There's a train still running on the other
I just want to live my life.
all the way out to the edge of the border. We've got to blast this bridge before the enemy gets a hold of it. So move it or lose it, people.
I mean, I also kind of feel
Wreckage of a jet that was
bad
shot
for the
down.
Yuktabanians because they were
On what's
manipulated by
left of
Belka,
the nose,
but
I can make out some writing. Melissa,
they weren't on the end of their ropes either.
what a cruel
Estovakia
twist of fate
was.
for me to see this. My pilot husband, who had left for work that day with the same loving look on his face as always. He had painted my name on his angel.
Now, was Melissa's
I
husband
go into the crowd
in
on
the
train and
REAF,
endure
or
2
was he
weeks of
in
pure
the
hell before finally
American
ending up
Navy?
at a refugee camp.
Because that's a Hornet. Or was a Hornet.
I don't know any of the names. on
Speaking of the
list.
the Hornet
My
got done
compatriots,
dirty
who have now
by
become
this game.
refugees, gather around a single radio to listen to the broadcast. Even though the station is
I mean,
broadcast
carrier
to
planes
the
in
North
general,
area,
um,
occupying forces have taken complete control
weren't
of
exactly
the
treated
airs.
well in this game.
The
'Cause you got the
enemy has
Hornet, which
completely
has
taken our capital,
meh stats. Not that great selection of special weapons. The Tomcat
However, the
has only
intellectual
one
enemies say that
good
castle was robbed of
SP
countless
weapon, and that's the
antiquities
Sparrow.
that once were elaborately
Because the
displayed.
XLAAs are shit. Same with the guided penetrating bombs.
As the Estabakian military, it is our sworn duty to govern this complete
Welcome back, Severin.
and get it back on its feet, starting right here in Grace Maria. I found a group of street children in front of the central station here, where the area has literally been reduced to a slum.
I wonder why it's been reduced to a slum, you stovey bastard.
About all this.
Go dance the angels, mister.
Kick him in the balls, Matilda!
Saving me. That voice belonged to my daughter, Matilda.
Sure, we actually got a chance to really use the guided penetrating bombs. I mean, you can. There's anti-fleet stuff, but the guided penetrating bombs are worthless. They can't sink a ship. Yeah, Sovereign, the tutorials. But no, the only carrier aircraft that isn't the Nosferatu that is worth a damn in this game is the Rafale. Because it has the anti-ship missiles, it has the XMA-6, it's got the SOD, and it's a nimble little guy too. But yeah, if you're doing a carrier-only run on this game, your options are basically the Rafale and the Nosferatu. More movie time. Yes, for the other strange real antagonist nations. The Belkans deserved what they got, in my opinion. I mean, they were initially somewhat sympathetic in the Balkan War due to the fact that Ostia did screw them over. But they quickly lost any sympathy that they had for me when they nuked themselves. And their behavior since the Balkan War, I mean, there's a reason why they have a stereotype for being conspiracy theorists or conspiracy people and warmongers. Because they fucking earned it. The Erusians, I mean, in Ace 4, they were clearly the aggressors.
What a miserable city this must be.
Granted, they got ravaged by Ulysses, but out of all of the continent of Usia, Erusia seemed to make it out the best, or in the best shape. And this is despite Farbanti getting nailed by a fragment. And in 7, they're kind of like Belka in the Balkan War in the sense that they initially have some sympathy because, again, Osi's kind of screwing him over, and they are a shadow of them former selves. But then, as the game progresses, you kind of realize they are flaunting. Vitose, aerial defense on the brink. But they are flaunting.
A large-scale formation of Estevakian bombers is heading toward Vitose.
A lot of
on the island of
rules of war
the
when
enemy is
it
plotting to storm
comes
Pampanga
to
Airport,
false
where our
flag
military is
operations
stationed, to stamp us out put an end
and
to
the
this
like.
thing. Enemy bombers are approaching Vitose from the north.
And then they
Our
decide that,
team
you know what would be
estimates
great?
they'll be
Let's
able to
make a
city in
robot
about 15
war.
minutes. Air
And
units
then the
are to
other
cooperate with our
faction
radar
in the
facilities
Erusians are like, you
and
know what would be
resume
great?
operations. An enemy
Let's
takeover
commit
of
war
Vitose
crimes
would mean
against
the
people
ultimate
that
destruction of our country, Emeria,
didn't actually
and
have
our
anything to
Emerian
do with
people.
this.
Intercept them at once.
So, no, the Erusians in 7 don't have my sympathy at all. It's just brain is an odd beast. Well, in 7 they technically weren't fascists, they were a monarchy. They were in 4, though. And so is Regina Italia. I'm not sure which version of Italy that was. So I'm just going to nod my head and say yes. The kingdom. So pre-World War or pre-Mussolini, I'm assuming. Oh. Mussolini wasn't a kingdom. That was a straight dictatorship. At least, I think. The king was not using. So the king just had no power. Okay. Italy's crazy. Oh yeah, November 24th, 2015. So we've skipped a few. Basically, I just now realized. The time between Invasion of Grace Maria and Vitose aerial defense is how long 90% of Ace 5 takes place. About 2 to 3 months. So, keep that in mind when comparing the militaries of the various strange real nations. Despite the fact that America got pushed all the way back to the tail end of Kesed, it took them, they made Estevakia fight tooth and nail for it for 3 months. The span of an entire strange real war. Between superpowers.
Garuda 1, which plane should I select?
And technically they didn't get cornered. We spend the rest of the game littering besieged. Yeah, we do. Silvat is a fantastic example. With where half the American military is trapped at Silvat. So yeah.
How about my weaponry? Are we ready to fly with the
Garuda team, time to take off.
I mean, there's a reason why after Vitose, there's this thing called the Amerian Juggernaut.
Those bombers have passed through the mountains and are still on course for Vitose.
So yeah, I am willing to bet
Head back to
that
base if you need
if
supplies. You can land there at any time.
Ameria and Osea, for some reason, ever got into a ground war, Ameria wins.
Garuda team, a formation of enemy bombers is on its way to Vitose. Take them out.
Fight a good fight, troops. You're our only hope.
This territory is all we've got left. Garuda team, it's in your hands. We've got to intercept those bombers. Stay within range of the radar facility. That should give you the upper hand in battle.
Where are the enemy bombers?
Work with our radar facilities on the ground. They should be able to help you out.
This is the one mission in Ace Combat 6 that I really don't like all that much. Also, you don't have much time in this one. This is the stereotypical first mission. Here's a few bombers and their escorts. Just take them out. I don't even know if it's possible to max out the Allied assault bar either.
More enemy bombers detected on radar. It looks like another formation.
All planes head back to base once you're out of bombs. Initiate bombing sequence.
This is the bomber mission, yeah. It's not Ace Combat with it out, a tutorial bomber mission.
This is the enemy's propaganda broadcast.
How about that, Sovies?
Wow, an oppressive military junta uses propaganda broadcasts?
On radar. It's another bomber
No,
formation. Intercept.
that can't be.
Damn it! What a bunch of lies!
More enemy bombers incoming. There's quite a few this
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Leave this to me. I'll smoke the rest of them. Damn it, they fired a missile at me. All pilots, make sure the bomber squadron can do its job.
That's it. Let's get this over with quick.
I guess another thing that makes me a lot more sympathetic to the Estevakians than any other antagonist nation is the fact that we are shown multiple instances of actual honorable Estevakians, even in their military.
Box 3.
We got Wojciech,
Keep an eye on your
Pasternak, Tosha, and the assault records go over some of the named aces we can down, and how they weren't exactly, or some of them weren't exactly thrilled with what the generals were doing, but they were under the assumption my country right or wrong, more or less.
bombers are still incoming.
It's kind of hard not to feel sorry for him. Yeah. Which is why I joked that when the Alicorn misses its first shell in 10 million relief plan,
Enemy at 6 o'clock.
it nukes Estevakia for somehow. Because everything bad happens to Estevakia.
Cannon's been punctured. Air pressure dropping.
I just can't catch a break. Well, in my actual cannon, or head cannon, after the Lighthouse War, I envisioned
Connecting
Estevakia
Garuda 1.
and Ameria actually uniting. First economically, and then militarily, and then politically.
Those bombers first and foremost. Don't worry
I mean,
about
I've always liked the Republic of Ania concept. Although, in order to actually unite, they kind of have to deal with the other elephant in the room on the Onion continent, aka oh shit, those bombers are going. Okay, I got distracted. But what I mean is they have to deal with Nordnovik. Joy, but the tumor that is Nordnovik is yeah. In my head canon, post Lighthouse War Anya, which I dubbed Fires of Unification. The bad guy is Nordnovik. I think they would make a fantastic villain. I think they could out Belka. Holy shit. I can't believe I have to I have to refresh my memory on my own lore. But basically, through the campaign, the quote-unquote protagonist is once again Talisman. And his wingman is Tosha. Because Shamrock can't fly no more because his legs don't work. Well, they work, but not well enough.
Ninth bomber down.
Hold salt, Tosha. Wojciech is the combined coalition's head of intelligence.
Enemy bomber formation is confirmed down. I have to say you
and
handle things well.
You'd be supported by
Roger that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and
various forces, some from A6's Amerian side, and some from the Estevakians. You like that reflects Wojciech's accidental skill set? Yeah. And the final mission, where you actually go into Nordnovik, I actually take inspiration from the Aces tunnel from Ace Combat 5, where you have to fly down a tunnel to destroy a control center. There's two targets on opposite sides, and you have to take them at the same time, so Talisman goes down one side and Tosha goes down the other.
My daughter is alive somewhere in Grace Mary.
But the major impetus that caused Nordnovik to go crazy is the fact that Ameria started investing less and less in Macmillan Heavy Industries, which is Nordnovik, and instead starting investing heavily into the Estevakian Albastru Electrice. So as the Amerians and Estevakians became more and more economically linked, and as Albastru Electrice started helping repair the satellite network that the Oseans and Erusians so kindly destroyed, Nordnovik felt the balance of power shifting away from them. And they're like, oh shit, we need to break this now. Simply Field, Fortunes of War. When in doubt, Realpolitik. Yeah.
You've been ordered to start the mission now. The interception op was a success. Enemy air units around Kesed have been weakened. And the Republic of Ameria's military has taken full advantage of this prime opportunity to initiate a counterattack operation with all forces participating. Enemy forces have established a wide-scale defensive line around Sipley Field, consisting largely of tank battalions. Our ground forces are set up to cross the river and penetrate it.
I do like
Eventually
Sipley
regain
Field.
control of
It's a
this
good
Garuda team,
early
we
mission
need you
in the
to
fact
support our
that
advancing ground
it's not
units
too
and
challenging
eliminate all enemy forces.
for when you have
Multiple units will be
just
simultaneously
the
carrying out
F-16.
various operations on the ground.
Because
Pay
during
attention
the
to
cassette
airspace
arc,
above each
when
operation
you do a
area.
brand new
Provide
game,
support
you are
as needed.
limited to the F-16.
This must be the first time
Um,
you've ever participated in a mission of this scale.
But
Battle Simulator is a good way to
it's
get some
also
practical experience under your
complex
belt.
and challenging
Godspeed.
enough that it's not a complete snooze fest when you do SP new games and you have a lot better planes. Because there is a mission update. There's 3 operations. You only need to finish 2. But one of them is on a strict timetable. There's a good mix of anti-air and anti-ground. So it's a very versatile mission that gets your foot in the door to really tell you how Ace Combat 6 is going to play out. But it doesn't... it's not like in Ace 5 where some of the earlier missions is like, oh my god, I have to play through this again. Like Shorebirds, Open Season, Whitebird Part 1. It's like, oh, do I have to play this? You appreciate it for showing a good scale of a modern land. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so as for what operation path we're gonna go on, second operation will be Warlock, Operation Alpha, simply because it's just easiest that way. Now, as for which operation we're gonna go first, I think we'll go with Steel Gunners, Operation Charlie. Just for the reason that I think last playthrough we started with Quawks. Also, this is November 27th, 2015 at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure if it's AM or PM. Go ahead and take the SFFS.
Which plane should... How about my weapon?
And Shamrock is going to stick with the AMRAAMs.
Fly with these planes?
I know when Marco was doing his Ace Combat streams, he preferred doing air-to-air. But Shamrock is a lot better air-to-air than air-to-ground. And personally, I think it's a lot more efficient if you take the anti-ground duties, because you can get it done faster. It should come. Yeah. Like you're in the potato digger, for fuck's sake.
Garuda team, time to take off.
I mean, I said it. I don't think you were here, Sovereign, but I've said it in the beginning of the stream. Ace Combat 6 has the best cannon plane.
Ghost Eye to all forces. We're about to engage enemy units on the other side of the river from multiple angles.
Because you can do the entire campaign in the Strike Eagle and expect to do well. You will not struggle in the Strike Eagle,
Provide cover for our troops on the ground and eliminate all
no matter what you decide to do.
Choose any area you want to cover. Cross the
In
line if you need supplies.
previous
It's at the
ones,
south end of the airspace.
like even Ace 4 with the Phantom, or not the Phantom, but the Raptor, You have the bomb, or you have guided penetration bombs that actually work, but you're not optimized for air to ground. Ace 5 cannon run is a nightmare because the Tomcat, while great at intercepting, is not actually a good dogfighter when fully loaded, and sucks at anti-ground. That's why people complain. I mean, even the F-16 on this game, you could theoretically complete every mission with the F-16 and still expect to do somewhat well. You have our Lord and Savior RCL after all. Ace 7's cannon run isn't terrible, but
Don't let enemy forces reach
again, you are not optimized for anti-ground. And there's quite a few missions where you're stuck on anti-ground. And you don't get the Raptor until very late. So your anti-ground options are guided penetrating bombs from the F-16 with Mage. And then when you have the Charlie Eagle, which is most of your anti-ground missions, you have the Pulse Laser. Which, don't get me wrong, I love the Pulse Laser. But a strafing gun should not be your primary anti-ground weapon.
Roger that. Garuda team, move on to a different unit.
It's the Charlie Eagle for Ace 7.
Aircraft that have already completed their
That's the
operational
Canon.
objective are being
You do get the Strike
Call
Eagle,
when you need backup.
but that's not canon. The Strike Eagle, in my opinion, would be better. Because you get 6 AM instead of 4 AM, and you get the these things! Cluster bombs.
Garuda 2 launched missile.
Ground target destroyed. We have radar lock on.
Careful now.
Also, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to 10 million relief plan, and even Anchorhead Raid, for that matter, pulse lasers can be deadly to you. Because Aegis ships are a thing. They will shred you if you don't kill them fast enough. And 10 million relief plan, the pulse laser is almost useless against the alicorn targets.
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
Because you don't have good line of sight. I made the mistake of doing my first blind playthrough of the DLC with the SU-57 because that's how I did my first playthrough of the vanilla game. I farmed solely to get the SU-57 and then restarted from the beginning to have a complete playthrough with the Felon simply because I wanted my fucking pulse lasers. And oh my god, 10 million relief plan was a nightmare.
About half the enemy forces are down. I don't think they'll be getting in any further. More firepower
Now, since we'll be doing the Canon run not from the PlayStation, but from the PC, it will be a little easier because my ground penetrating bombs are buffed and my AMRAMs are omnidirectional, so they're actually ODMMs. Yeah, because mods.
Garuda 1, ESM is active.
Okay, that's a bad angle. You proved this.
Enemy tank has been destroyed.
All tanks, it's time to round this up. Take them all out.
We have radar lock on. Connecting ESM.
Okay, so we got one Mirage left. No, not that one. There we go. But yeah, a Canon run on A7 isn't exactly... I mean, it's not... it's not like Ace 5 where it's just like, oh boy, this is so much fun as I'm dying inside. But it is definitely a challenge. However, a carrier run on A7 where you're only using carrier aircraft is so much fun because the carrier planes are so much better.
Heavy blow. All planes move into action against any forces still remaining.
They're not going anywhere. I won't let them get away.
The vanilla, even in the vanilla game without DLCs, you've got the Tomcat, which the XLAAs or the LAAMs are so much better than the XLAAs.
Just cross over the safety line and head back to base if you need.
So you actually have range that's reliable. And if you can get the 8 AAM to work, it's a great drone killer. You still suck with anti-ground, but you have other options. The Rafale is amazing, as always, with the cruise missile, the LAAM, I believe, and the HCAA, which basically acts as a separate volley of sidewinders.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
And I mean, using the Rafale against the Alicorn is basically easy mode. But the best carrier plane, in my opinion, in the vanilla game, is the Super Hornet. It went from horrible in 6 to the best fucking mid-tier plane you can get. It's got QAAMs, anti-ship missiles, and the fucking railgun. And if you don't like the Hornet for some reason, you want more range to your air-to-air, the Soviets got you covered in the Flanker, which I forgot was, or the Flanker D, which I forgot was a thing in A6. That makes the carrier run a lot easier too, since it has rocket launchers. But the A7 version of the the Flanker D has anti-ship missiles, HVAAs, and the fucking railgun.
Enemy forces. Mission complete. Get back to base.
Looks like I won the bet.
That's one step closer to Grace
And then when you get into the DLCs of A7 for Carrier Run,
I'm counting on you,
you've
Talisman.
got the Shinden. Fantastic. A lot of 6 AMs, anti-ship missiles.
To all forces. We're about to
Admittedly, the rockets aren't the
units on
best.
the other side of the river from multiple angles.
You've got the Nosferatu. You've got
Thanks to your
the
efforts, we have
XFA-27.
completed this mission successfully. Emerian forces were able to extend to the center of Kesed.
And then, of course,
expanding
you've
their
got the
power in
Top
region.
Gun DLC,
Estavakian forces
which
were
gives
driven
you
off the front
better
line
versions
and
of the
have retreated to
Tomcat
Bartolomeo Fortress, which is located in the center of the island.
and better
This
versions of the
mission
Hornet.
should have given them a good taste of what our forces are capable of. Soon, we'll be able to drive all Estavakian forces out of Kesed.
So a carrier-only run on A7, even without DLC aircraft, is so much fun. Well, we're already at an hour and a half.
Hope he's happy with my name, rank, number, and birthday. Because that's all he's
I'm
got.
pretty sure we already failed the speed run.
All skin and bones.
Because I think the speed run requires you to complete the game in an hour and a half of game time. I've already eaten that up in the first 3 missions.
The sky I took for granted now seems so far away.
Let me actually pull that up.
Hawkeyes is over. All that awaits me is a prison cell.
These prisoners have lost their will to fight. The American military administration is broken. They have nobody in power to provide the support they need.
Quicksilver. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay.
Before they collapse.
That's still not a lot of time. Bartolomeo Fortress. Echoes of Battle. I love the subtitles for each mission title. 6 is the only one that has them, I believe.
The final remnant of Estavakian forces on this island is concentrated on Mount Marcello in northern Kesed. The enemy is mainly distributed throughout this mountainous area, with Bartolomeo Fortress as its center of operations, providing a variety of high-level defensive measures and offensive might. This fortress also boasts strong anti-air capabilities. Our ground unit in this mission is to split into 2 groups, to the east and west, along with an air unit mainly providing ESN, which gives us 3 units in total. Garuda team, we need you to cover each of these units in whichever order you feel is necessary. The situation will change depending on which turn a particular battle takes. You'll need to keep close tabs on the combat situation of each unit to successfully complete this mission. Our forces on the mainland are scattered and desperate, doing all they can to protect our nation. We need you to help guarantee their success on this mission. And success on this mission is measured by how much support you can provide them with.
Alright, so Bartolomeo Fortress, December 27th, 2015. Launch time 13:31 hours. What I like about Bartolomeo is that it does honestly feel like the end to the first arc of the game. You're attacking a fortress. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it a... It's not like a traditional fortress like Kuruk Fortress or later Rogno Fortress, because it's hewn in out of Mount Marcello. But what makes it feel like a boss fight is there's a lot of stuff thrown at you in the initial operations. And if you're doing this for the first time, you're stuck with the Fighting Falcon. And even though you do have our Lord and Savior RCL, you don't have that many volleys for it. So you are going to have to go back and reload a couple times. There's a lot to do. The mission, and then in the mission update, you're jumped by 2 Striggans. What they're doing out here, I have no idea, but whatever. And you have the option to take them out. So it kind of feels like a boss fight, more or less. But, thankfully, they're not TGTs, because if this is your first time doing it, again, you're stuck in the Falcon, and good luck trying to kill Elite Ace flankers in a Falcon. Hey, you guys remember when the entire plot of 4 was this dude versus entire air wing? Let's try and recreate that, but the B-movie version. What they were doing. I mean, kinda. A lot of 6's plot is reused from Ace 4 and Ace X. Yeah. As for which operations we're going to do, I will acknowledge Sly's criticism of the operation system. There is an optimal way to go about this. Usually, if there's an airfield operation or an ESM operation, it is highly recommended to take that one first, because the bonus it provides you is just so overwhelmingly good. So I understand that criticism. I personally feel like that's a game mechanic and take advantage of it. But the game doesn't force you to do it, so there's no reason why you can't leave Snake Pit to die. But anyway, we are going to do Snake Pit first. Then we are going to go ahead, and I normally do Quacks because I just find this route to be more fun. But in the interests of doing things a little different, we'll go with Operation Alpha Second. You're busy saving the tankers. We'll go with Warlock. XMA 6 is first.
How about my weapon? Are we ready to fly with these planes? Garuda team, time to take off.
Fun fact, Quacks cannot do it by themselves. Warlock can sometimes, depending upon how fast you do Operation Charlie and Bravo. The main reason for this is because Quacks is smaller scale, and they actually do not have any anti-air weapons. And the first thing they run into is Apaches. Warlock doesn't have to worry about that. They died in the office. Snake Pit will die faster than Quacks will, because as much as I hype up the Amerian friendly AI, his escorts suck. Another reason to do this one first is because not only do you get your pocket Snake Pit ESM, But it's this operation that has the Estavakian ESM. And it's a good idea to take that out.
Provide backup for each battalion. Begin operation.
Oh yeah, take that out.
Use the Operation ID device when the battle gets too heavy. Your radar display can be toggled for each operation. Garuda team, give Snake Pit some cover. Walk's battalion is heading for the first checkpoint at a steady pace. Anti-aircraft gun taken out.
Nice. That was a really bad angle. I had to dodge the SAM. There we go. That's a better. Okay.
Warlock battalion is approaching the first checkpoint now. Box 3.
I bagged one!
Walk's battalion is approaching the first checkpoint now.
Enemy chopper unit confirmed. We need an air unit to take it out for us. There they are. Nice.
Sorry, Clocks. I gotta deal with these guys.
Warlock battalion has arrived at the first checkpoint.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you!
Number 3 is down. Don't punch up. We need to stay spread out. Been straight. Who the hell did that?
Evasion successful!
Look out. The missile's closing in. Don't let him get
Yep.
up the mountain.
Missile was evaded.
Stick with me. Where we go? Box 2. Forget about your plane. Eject. Missile went off target.
Keep providing cover for Snake Pit.
Very feasible terms. Commander, what's the position to retreat? Warlock battalion is under attack. Need to provide fire assistance for locked on. Hesitating to finish. Captain, I've got a fuel leak. Disengaging. Hurry, shake me off. Right away, and stay focused.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Shit. That sounded like an AMRAAM volley.
Missile was evaded.
Hello, Fluff. Hell hydrate. In the middle of a dogfight. Thank you. And a stretch. Oh, you son of a bitch. Trying to get me killed.
Garuda 1, ESM is active.
Amigos history.
Garuda 1 bagged an enemy!
Ahead. I'm going down.
Missile evaded! I've got a lock!
We have radar lock on. Missile struck target.
That anti-aircraft gun's history! Garuda 2 fired!
I missed. I'm going to reinforcements. Headquarters, you're outnumbered.
All right.
Enemy elements have been shut down throughout mission airspace. Well done, Garuda team.
Time to rearm, pick up some bombs,
Request allied support.
and then we'll help out Warlock.
Fox Battalion has lost half its forces. The situation is getting worse.
Yeah, there's a good chance Quox isn't going to make it this mission. We'll have to retreat.
Garuda 1, you're approaching the return line. Maintain your current heading to return to base and resupply.
Oh look, the tank has died. Who did that? Well, that's what they get for not having anti-air guns.
Coming in too fast. Ease up on the throttle. 1 mile to touchdown. I'm coming in too fast. Ease up on the throttle. Perfect, Garuda 1.
All right.
Garuda 1, begin landing checks. You are clear.
Let's go ahead and bring the cluster bombs.
Garuda 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
Another thing about H6 that I do like is
Garuda 1,
usually,
active.
you know how the return line's all the way at the end of the map? Well, for the most part, once you get a mission update, the return line moves closer to where the action is. So you don't have to fly all the way back. Unlike 0 and 4.
Warlock Battalion is a little over halfway to the objective point. Just a little longer. Garuda team, back up the Warlock Battalion. Warlock Battalion is approaching the second checkpoint now.
It's the electronic support plane. ESM is coming in from Snake Pit. Now we'll be able to shoot with more accuracy.
How can you shoot with more accuracy? You're a fucking tank. You use ballistics. Ballistics does not get improved accuracy from electronic support.
Missile struck target. SAM destroyed. The mission is going as planned. We're about halfway to the objective. Connecting ESM for Garuda 1.
Gun go where physics says gun goes.
Garuda 1, Fox 2.
Yes, bagged another enemy.
J-Stars disagrees. Okay. I don't know what J-Stars is, so you have me at a disadvantage.
Fox Battalion has arrived at the second checkpoint.
But yeah, to Ace 5 players that have problems with Karuk Fortress,
Enemy facility taken.
Bartolomeo is what trained me in figuring out what I needed to do. J-Stars is AOX to the ground forces. Okay.
Radar lock.
This one's mine.
Missile strike confirmed. SAM kill confirmed.
Scored a kill. Almost in effective range.
Shamrock, you scored a shit ton of kills there. That was a AMRAM volley.
The armored train is out of commission. Nice work. Enemy facility taken out.
I've got lock on.
No, you weren't born lucky. I was born lucky. It's literally in my name. I'm a talisman.
Warlock Battalion has lost half its forces.
All forces, we're still doing fine. We can still fight.
How did you lose your forces? I took care of all the things shooting at you.
We've made it to the objective point. Mission accomplished. Thanks for the air support.
And your air group is named after...
Move on to the enemy fortress.
Oh yeah, that's the Hindu bird, right?
Talisman, it's time to mop the floor.
Two unknown enemy fighters have been detected. Two enemy fighters approaching.
Roger. The shade is sweet. The fortress is gonna fall. We're pulling out.
A Reaper's emblem. Those are the aces who attacked Grace Maria.
There's only two of them. Now's our chance to take them out.
Kaboom! Yeah, but, we're not beaten.
Watch out! The enemy has a
We're
lock
just
on
getting started.
Roger that.
Launching missile.
Leave it. Can you hear me? I'm going up. This place is ours.
Quick!
Garuda
Mug him!
one, missile evaded.
Mug him.
Enemy chopper shot down.
I had him. Watch out!
Alright,
The
where
Garuda
is
is from the
Stringer?
ground.
Enemy fortress threat level has been reduced. Garuda team, don't let your guard down.
Ow, flak.
Enemy facility was destroyed.
Watch out for that missile, Garuda 1.
Shamrock! Your dinner is here. Go get it.
Ground target destroyed. Bombs away.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you.
Enemy fortress threat level is even lower now. Maintain current level of engagement.
Garuda team, we're in good shape too. Let's turn this place out.
This one's mine.
Ow.
Shamrock, Fox 2.
Another thing that's in the Strike Eagle's favor compared to other Canon planes, the Strike Eagle's a lot more tankier than the other planes, which means you can shrug off more hits.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Our self-propelled artillery has moved into engagement. SAM kill confirmed.
I've got lock on.
Radar lock.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you. A missile! Look out!
I'll take care of this one.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you.
Anti-aircraft gun destroyed.
Fucking flak.
We have radar lock on.
Missile distance target.
I can't eject.
I mean, I don't expect you to be able to eject here on the ground.
gun taken out.
Talisman, you have a bandit on your tail.
Enemy plane in gun range.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you.
Alright, fuck you, Flak.
The enemy fortress has just about had it. Our ground unit almost has it under control.
I've been screened. Who the hell did that? Get him! Hit me once more!
Almost in effective range.
Launching missile.
Ground target eliminated.
Talisman is locked on.
Yeah, I'm not going for the Striggans.
I've got a lock.
In this mission, the Striggans AI has been cranked up
Enemy facility was
to
destroyed.
11. It's almost impossible to down them in this mission with anything less than the Nosferatu. Almost impossible. I mean, you can do it. It's just
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you.
it's like it's almost stirring as the lightning in 7. Ah, the lightning's worse. Also, welcome, Zakael. Trying to see it's enacting your fighter. I guess I'm just used to it.
Shot down. Bullseye.
I mean, yeah, allied attack can take him out, but well, let's try it.
Commencing attack support. Tally ho, no one gets away from me.
Oh, whoops.
The Bartolomeo Fortress is under our control. Nice work, Garuda team.
We finished the mission.
You're stealing all our thunder. Bavarian scum. It's no time to celebrate. Crush you in due time.
Just wait for mission 11, you stricken bastard. Or mission 9. So, like, Crimson Squadron.
This is
Yeah,
the
pretty
sign of all
much.
planes. Initiate invasion of Bartolomeo Fortress.
Or Yellow Squadron in... Well, not quite Yellow Squadron in
We have
Ace
successfully retaken
4,
Bartolomeo
mission
Fortress.
5.
With the successful execution of this mission, Imarian forces have regained complete
Because
control of Kessin.
in Ace 4, mission 5, Yellow
Take
Squadron is
Dominion
actually
is now in the
invincible. You
works.
cannot kill
We're
them.
about to get into some serious
People have tried with QAMs, and it didn't work. Because the QAM would hit them, and it would just say hit. Alright, we have finished the Act 1, the cassette arc. By that time in the mission, you don't have time to talk. Yeah, pretty much. We're going to go ahead and call it here. Because it's basically been 2 hours. So we're going to get save. Tomorrow we will be on the PC with Mass Effect 3, the Citadel DLC. Over the weekend, or Monday, I'm not sure which, we will do will be back on the Xbox for Halo Combat Evolved. The next couple missions, starting with Truth and Reconciliation. Assuming everyone in the Floof crew can make it, Wednesday will be Baldur's Gate 3 as we finish up our shenanigans in Grimforge and make our way to the Githyanki Crash. And then next week, we will begin the liberation of Anya itself with Anya Landing. We'll probably go up until Heavy Command Cruiser, because that is essentially an arc in and of itself. Well, or maybe we'll go through to Moloch Desert. Moloch Desert's actually a better end to the second arc. But anyway, thank you all for joining. I will see you guys later. Have a great afternoon. Take care, everybody.